first. Quick check in for me. Hope you have a good stream. Ah, right. Yes, you got to keep that streak alive. Welcome in, y'all. I know Tuna said he's not here today on the Discord server, so... Or he's got stuff before that. I love you, Tyuna. DDP, hello. How you doing? Toot, how are you? How's tooting around? Darn tootin'. Yes, Tuna, hello. Hopefully you have a good day. Oh crap, I didn't run the ad. What in the heck? Oh man. I'm tired. I was up late. Don't be yawning in my ear, lad. I can do whatever I want. It's my stream. I'm the master of my own destiny. Oh, I haven't hooked up the thing, did I? Activate live sources, activate. Cool, now it should show up on screen. Tell that to the ghosties last night? What are you talking about? Beats, by the way, you mentioned Sephiria and now it's all Steam recommends to me. Yeah, I feel like if you look at a game, it does show up a lot. It's a good game though. It's fun. I don't know. It would probably be fun on your own, but I don't know how much like I think it's definitely more of a co-op game in a way. I guess it's both, but I personally enjoy it co-op. How many hours of content we used to have? I don't know, honestly. Apparently we're like halfway through like the upgrade tree and we've played, I don't know what, like 15 hours maybe. Let me see if that's true. 16 hours. Apparently we're halfway through, but apparently there's people who said that you can keep playing it after. It's kind of like Hades a bit, but there's no story. It's more here, we're still technically in an ad, but we're gonna go here. There we go. Wasn't that a ghosty magic game? I don't think there was really any ghosts, but it was a magic game for sure. Dude, I need to shave my head. There's too much hair. I'm not even bald right now. But yeah, that's why I'm tired, I think, is because I was up till like midnight. I mean, technically the stream ended at 11, but then I hung out with Hell on his stream until it ended, and then I just didn't fall asleep for like an hour after that. Where'd you go, or DDP, where'd you go on vacation? I just assume DDP's always lurking. But I haven't specifically, that's a good question. I got Fields of Mystria. It's great. Yesterday, I'm considering trying Call It Lamb. Call It Lamb's good too. Speaking of Hell, Beats. What up, dude? What's up? I need to sit up. Speaking of sit up. The heck? Oh, 105 watch stream streak. That's crazy. Tuna, you're a mad lad. Hey, it's that Hell guy. Hey. What up? What up, toot? Darn tootin'. I think it's probably more art today. We could technically focus on what's it called? Mechanics, but I feel like just getting all these arts done is cool, and then we can just do like 1 or 2 big streams of just getting everything, whatever. Yesterday was so fun. It was great. Yeah. The game is really fun. You risen me up last night with that mug. Toot just has to flirt with everyone. Me? You risen me up, Toot? That's what he means. I wasn't there, so it must have been you. At least I wasn't there. My mug wasn't there, you know? Don't make me blush. Oh, man. God, yeah, I'm tired, though. I'm a sleepy boy. I haven't really been sleeping enough as is. And honestly, I think part of the problem is my sleep schedule is just so freaking weird because my concrete job is like very contractory. So it's like wake up at 7 in the morning, not 7 in the morning, go to work at 7 in the morning to beat the heat and whatever. And then like my board game and like any other normal social life stuff is like late, you know? So it's like, I feel like my 2 schedules are messed up and I almost feel like I need to like conform to like one, but I also don't want to have to go to bed at 9 in the morning or 9 p.m., you know? Yeah, well, the contractor working on my bathroom shows up at 10:45 and leaves at 1:30. You should hire me as your contractor. How does that contractor schedule work? I've accepted my fate and I go to bed at 9:30. I'm not that old yet, you know? I'm not trying to be that old yet. I'm still like aren't you older than me, dog? Yeah, but I'm not that old yet, you know? I'm still a single man, you know? I don't have like a wife and like whatever. I gotta have a social life, except I don't go out ever. But you know what I mean? Don't say it. Going to the gym or working in the morning doesn't make you old. It certainly does. Actually, no, not in the morning. In the morning doesn't make you old. Just going to bed early makes you old. Saying it makes it real. True. Getting up early is not old, but going to bed early is. I used to do that more often. I would go to bed early and wake up early to work on stuff. But I don't know, like the problem is honestly, like I live alone and I don't socialize with people unless it's after work, and that is like usually, you know, past 8 or 9, and then it's just like sad, you know? Because then I'm just like, oh, I just wake up and I work at my stuff and then I go to bed before talking to anyone. You're not single, you're unclaimed treasure. Aw. Yogi. Learn to love yourself so others can too, for sure. No, I'm not actually complaining. I was just being silly. What does that say about me going to bed at 10 a.m.? 10 a.m. Yeah, but you're the night shift. I think that's different. Welcome to the stream. Get shit on by Needle B for going to bed early. Hey, man. It's partly me, too, because I have had to go to bed. Like, when I have work, the next morning, I'm like, okay, I'm going to bed at 9:30. But then, like, the next day, I go to bed at, like, 12. So it's like, it's all over, you know? Love that. Needle B is an unclaimed treasure, even though I'm trashing on you. That's extra early. Hell, you didn't even go to bed at all yesterday, so... I went to bed, or I got up at, or what was it? You were like, I haven't slept since, or you woke up at 6 p.m. the day before. Yeah, well. God. Anyway, we should probably do something while I yap, instead of just yapping. We'll go here. Eventually did. Fair. I've been doing this thing for the last week where I go to bed and wake up at the same time regardless of my schedule. I find myself waking up naturally without an alarm and feeling less dead. I usually wake up without an alarm as well. But the problem is that my schedules are weird. Like, for instance, on Thursday, I have a board game playtest thing. It starts at 6, goes for, it's like 2 or 3 hours, so it's 9. It's like farther away from my home, so I drive home, and then I don't know, I guess technically it's like 9:30, but like I can't just like go to bed and fall asleep. So like there's stuff in the evenings that I have, like, that are, you know, and it's on a Thursday, so it's like the next day I have to get up at like 7. So it's just like, I don't know, it's just annoying. I gotta get my schedule figured out, but I'm learning to love myself and feeling the benefits. So I thought I would pass it on the wisdom. I like it. It's good. I don't know, you know? Is that what I said? I wouldn't be surprised. I do like saying, you know. God, I'm tired. Anyway, I know that's exactly what you want to hear. You want to hear me have so much energy, but I don't know. Wait, you said sometimes you have a thing on Thursday, so you know, but I don't know. Okay. Well, the thing is, like, some of my normal life, social life stuff is not conducive to the waking up at wee early hours in the morning. I had a farmer idea. I saw it in the Discord. I responded. I responded to you, Tuna. I think it would be cool. Where either, oh, you had an idea for the actual ability, where either with its attack or instead of it, it adds units to lands. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. Like, instead of attacking, I guess that's just an ability, right? Which is interesting because units are always added after allocation phase. That's interesting. Yeah, I can dig that. All right, we're drawing an old god card. I think we're doing a monster this time. Not 100% certain. We'll have to figure that out, but we could do another ruins. It's one of the two. We basically I'm trying to be awake. I'm just such a sleepy boy. We had like sort of like a magic-y, honestly, I think I kind of like the lich idea the most so far. A lich sort of creature. is one idea, and then we had like one that just literally has no real nothing conceptually besides it's going into the null deck, so we just have to draw something random. And then we also have one more ruins card. Sorry, I have to sneeze. You know what I mean? It invests into the next turn, but also protects lands that might be vulnerable. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, could be a thing. Could be a thing if you save up enough points. To chew. Wait, what? Is this just me sneezing?
Do another ruins. It's one of the.
You clipped that so fast.
We basically. I'm trying to be awake.
Oh no, okay.
Another ruins. It's one of the two. We basically.
One of the two. Okay, gotcha. I thought that was the sneeze. I was like, what the heck? Hell yeah. I can't save enough, unfortunately. I'll have to assemble the Avengers. Well, I think the hero cards will be reduced to the same price as the monster cards at the end of the I'll probably have 1 week where everything is cheaper and everyone will get one redeem if they have the points to do it, and then I will be done with AAE for a while. Oops. I was just reported to by accident. Hi, Kitten. So yeah, that'll be the plan. But yeah, anyway, let's report me. You won't. I won't, because I don't want you to be banned. Believe it or not. However, I can add Mel to the stack whenever anyways. It's true. Okay, anyway, we're drawing. We're gonna do some art. The question is, what art shallst we do? Do we want to draw a Lich? I kind of am thinking something like the Pyromancer, but evil. I mean, that's kind of what we wrote here. That's kind of what the effect is. I think it would be easy enough to do something like that. Some sort of like skeleton sort of thing. Like a skeleton with its arms in the air and fire going everywhere. Evil, spooky magenta fire. Although when I think Lich, I almost think like more of like the blue colors, but it must be magenta. That is a thing. Give it hair. Like withered gray hair. I could see that. I guess that's kind of what I was imagining. You know, typical Lich, right? I just don't know if the magenta color scheme is going to work for what I want, but it'll probably look cool in the end anyway. Hit several state parks: North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, Pennsylvania. Ended with falling water. Heck yeah. Sounds awesome. Good stuff, DDP. West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. You know what I mean? Uh-oh, I'm saying it again. Okay. I jump on a work call, so the replay came a little late. No worries, dude. How dare you work in this economy? All right, let's draw. If my art pad works. Two, why is the art pad not working? Okay, never mind. It's fine. Just to blame Toot if it doesn't work. Because he gave it to me for free. By the way, Beats, Twitch is using streams to train their AI now. Good for them. Wait, what? People are in PA. But you can opt out of it. I honestly don't really care, to be honest. I don't know, what are they even doing it for? I mean, obviously it's probably for some sort of like optimization sort of stuff. In theory, they have like a feature where you can say like clip that and it does, but I haven't seen that actually working. I don't know. I just don't. I don't like, obviously like protecting your privacy is important, but it also at the same time, I just don't know. It's no different than like putting all your information on the internet anyway, which it already is. Like if y'all wanted to figure out where I live, you probably could just look it up. Like it probably would take a few steps, but I honestly think it would probably be relatively easy, at least knowing like what city I'm in. Don't give that Beats. Don't give them your data for free. Well, there are like your data's already out there. Obviously it's more data, but at the same time, like, I don't know. I mean, obviously I don't know what they're using it for, but like a lot of time giving your data just makes your life more convenient, which obviously is like the whole, like, you know, the trap, but I don't know. I just don't know if I care, which is maybe not a good thing, but I'm ready for AI to take over my life. What are we doing? Should we do a lich? Is that what we're drawing? It's cool, but I don't know if I'm like super like it's cool, but I also don't know if I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I want to do. Anyway, see ya. The fact that you don't know what they use it for is the reason to opt out. I'm sure you could find out. I have to look it up. I'm, in general, though, not super anti-AI. I know that's controversial, but I'm just not. I think obviously there should be, we've talked about it too many times. I was gonna say, obviously there should be like precautions that to take place, but that's, I don't know. What am I doing? What am I arting here? Anyone got any ideas? Should we do a lich? Does that sound cool? We could do literally anything as long as it's a creature. If people want to just shout out creature ideas, but because we could also do the Luray Cavern. Oh, nice. I've been there. It's an hour and a half south of Pittsburgh. I've been there before. That's the one with the organ, yeah? What? I might be going to PA in December for PAX Unplugged. And you didn't come visit me? Imagine he just shows up at your house. Yo, I might as well. Heck yeah, yeah, Nez was talking about that. I definitely want to. It's mostly like a economics thing. Gotta figure out whether I have the money to do it. Any beetle is welcome in my home. There you go. I would go just play a ton of Magic. That's fair. I figure I could bring my game, and that's like a good thing for me to do. You know? Yes, there is an Oregon, and it became a state park this year as well. Oh, did it? Nice. That's awesome to hear. Yeah, I was gonna say the Oregon's really cool. It's kind of a I don't think I understood it as a kid. I thought they just had an organ in the cave. But they're actually using the resonance of the stalactites to make the sound. It's pretty cool. Would you go just for a day or the full weekend? I think if I go, I'm gonna go for the full weekend, right? Like if I have to fly up there or even drive up there, like I feel like it would just make sense to be there the whole time. Like it's more worth my while. Obviously, like staying at a hotel costs money, but where is PAX? PAX Unplugged. Let's find out. I think it's in oh God, where is it? Philadelphia. Good old Philly. I'm gonna have to check, see what the I'm just looking at hotel cost right now. Yeah, it's like being right there, it's pretty expensive. Like $200 a night, which is crazy. I'm sure there's a better place to go, but maybe we can talk with Nez about possibly sharing an Airbnb. That would be awesome, actually. Philly's like an hour from me. Nice. Okay, that would be pretty cool. We should talk about that. I think Nova also goes to PAX Unplugged. Am I wrong in thinking that? Okay, I really need to start doing something. I guess we'll do a lich. I'm kind of like, I don't know exactly whether I'd make this more like humanoid. I guess I'd make it more skeletal, because like most of the let's actually look at this stuff. The because like this guy, the spell siphoner, is it'd be along this lines, like Spell Siphoner, Scourge Vessel, these guys. Like, it looks kind of like this. Maybe I do like a fully realized like skeletal mage, like so we go like the whole full skeleton, kind of like this. I think that'd be kind of cool. I think and I think it's gonna be more real proportions because for some reason monsters are real proportions. Well, I kind of want like a. Do some construction here real quick. Kind of like this sort of pose, like, you know, just a raw pose. It could even be pretty close up, I think. What does Pyromancer look like? I forgot. Yeah, okay. Sort of similar. Classic. He forgot until he used the emote. You're like, oh wait, I need to do that. Look at this kitten. Hi, Smiddles. Mwah. My little brain made the connection, indeed. Well, these are French fry push-ups. The head and half a torso. Well, Luna's more important anyway, so... Or maybe I should give him a staff. I don't know. It's funny when you look up Lich, it's like half of it's Adventure Time. Okay, I have thoughts are flowing now. It's a sketch, Beats. It's okay. It's okay for it to be a sketch. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with Lich. I was trying to decide if I want to do anything else, but I think this will be cool. And that's what this is, just a head and half a torso currently. I don't know exactly what I'm drawing right now. Like, I know the... Like, I don't know what the pose is, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I think maybe I'd prefer the first idea for a pose, though. The design I'm liking, but this doesn't look like... It doesn't look imposing enough. I feel like we almost need like a low angle. Hmm. Sorry, I'm looking at references. Let's go really simple to start and then see how we go. I guess part of it is like if I'm doing a... This is going to be hard for me to do. Just trying to do some... I guess that kind of works. Man's cheating using 2 accounts. I see you've brought back the war on the bald. Just check back in and notice your hat was on. Yeah, I was just saying you've brought back the war. I'm really trying to find the right like pose here. I only see one reference, and unfortunately, it's not that good. There's another one, but it's just not quite at the right angle. Know what I'm saying? Aha. Here we go. Like that. Not all battles should be won. Shall be won. Let this be a reminder to shave your dome. Yeah, you're making me feel weird about it. I know exactly what you're saying. You're like, man, I'm like, man, I should have shaved. Beats Junior the Third has been born. I don't think Coral's gonna name her kid Beats Junior. Perspective is really getting me on this one. I mean, I'm also trying for something difficult, so. Also, the body scale is too small to the... It's probably because I'm like trying to do something stylized too, but... Eventually I'll just give up and call it good enough. Heavy woke up at 1:30 to congratulate her. Yeah. Well, actually made it to 10. Heck yeah. Happy 10th stream streak. What the heck is up, Thunder? True, what the heck is up? Not much, Fry. Been working... Or been... Wow. Where did I get working from? Been up for 6 hours, just trying to keep awake. I feel it, dude. How's your day starting? I am also feeling the tiredness. I too am tired. I'm trying to find a pose. I'm trying to get it figured out, but it's... I'm trying to do something difficult is part of the problem, but... I think the problem is the body's basically in front of the head, but I also am not drawing a neck, so maybe let's draw the neck first. Move this down. Let's hide the border. We don't need it right now. Bit of a neck. And then the body goes almost in front. I'm doing like the ha 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 pose, right? Like leaning back, like whatever. But I'm wanting to do it from a low angle. I heard you hold that yawn back. Thank you. You're welcome. I didn't even recognize myself doing it, to be honest. It's looking better. I don't know how much of the whole body I'm going to do either, but... Like, I don't know if I just do a close-up and not do, like, the whole character. But, like, I feel like that's a little bit weird. Like, I don't know if I've ever really done that. Maybe I could do something like this. I'm drawing the pelvis backwards. Good. His hips are a little wide. And then I want like a cape. I'm just wondering if this is going to be too detailed for the art for this game in general. The problem is, like, the old gods kind of break the style a bit because, like, there's no real, like, there's not as many humans, and, like, if I'm drawing a skeleton, like, I suppose I could draw it like I could draw it in the sort of same style as I normally do, but, like, some of the old gods break that style, so it's kind of hard to decide how to actually do that. This is very muhahaha pose, 100%. That's the idea. Maybe the corrupted humans take more of a leadership role among goobers. That is a sentence of all times, for sure. It's more like, do they look, how humanoid does it look? Because we have this guy, right? The spell siphoner. And he looks more humanoid. He doesn't have, like, the separated joints and whatever. Honestly, I'm almost tempted to make it kind of like it's separated, but there's more detail. Like, do, like, almost like all the bones aren't really fully connected, you know, like that. I was thinking about that anyway, just from a stylistic standpoint. I think that's kind of cool. Like, it's just magic holding them together, basically. I think that's just cool in general. And it kind of abides by the style in a way that it technically shouldn't, but kind of does. And then I don't have to draw, like, shoulder blades either. I can just draw the bones here. Remove his neck. So it's just floating. And then, like, each vertebra can be, like, kind of just floating. I like that. Maybe each finger too, as like. I still want him to have like creepy long fingers, but that's pretty cool. Looks like he wants to show me a magic trick. Oh, here we go. Creepy long fingers. That's what I said. I think I only give him 4 fingers though. Yeah, thumbs are facing out. We'll do the cartoon thing and draw less fingers. This is the guy your girlfriend tells you not to worry about. Then you see his creepy long fingers. Ugh. Yeah, dude. Gotta be careful of them. Be careful of them fingies. Oh gosh. I need a skull. I need a hero. And gotta be how does this work? It's like it's kind of hard to draw the underside of a skull. Where's Bean when you need him? It's a good question. One of life's great questions. Sometimes you need Bean to point out something inappropriate. Tuna said we should give him hair. I'm trying to decide how I feel about that. He looks really metal right now. Heavy metal. I mean, it does look more Lich-like, to be fair. But it also is like feels very. I wish I could do like the hair metal scream, like, do you want to rock? I can't do the. I can't do the. You know what I'm talking about? Do we give him a crown? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The crown's like floating, right? I guess I kind of... It almost looks like devil horns, but we need the... Like that. Dead Lord of Thunder, Master of the Boom Shakalaka, do summon the great god we call Bean. The Bean Lord. That's looking pretty cool. I feel like maybe... I mean, what do you think? Do you think we should like zoom in a bit like this? I think that's a better like a... Maybe even put it off to the side slightly. I feel like it's a better composition. Maybe give him a little more headroom. That's cool. You're cool. Got him. What can you do about it? Nerd. Ad beginning in 3 minutes. Well, we got a sketch done. Oh, God. You'll see this kitten just flopped on the floor. Don't you wish you could be flopped on the floor? Wait, hold on. And then there'll be like a ton of fire around him. I wish I could flop on your floor, Natalby. Well, you're welcome to it. Do I give him a belt? I almost feel like he needs a little more embellishment. Just a WWE belt. Maybe like a... pendant of sorts, an amulet, an omelet, a magical omelet. I will flop on your floor. Okay. Or wait, sorry, I missed when one day I come to visit and we do your stream, I will flop on the floor. Okay. I eagerly await that day. Yeah. I think this is good enough, right? For sketch 1. Maybe we do an over sketch to get it looking a little better, but one of the coolest things, this is a I guess Adventure Time fan art, but I do like how his skeleton has like spiky shoulders and stuff. I don't think he actually has that in the actual, no he doesn't, but I do like the like weird anatomy on this one. It's kind of cool. I wish you could zoom in on pictures like you used to be able to, and then it just doesn't work anymore. Maybe I need to switch to Safari, you know, some sort of good browser. A kid. Not safe for work comment removed. Can't do that in Safari either. I was just being silly. Oh, we're about to hit ads. All right, break time. Be back in 3 minutes and we'll have another hour of ad-free viewing. BRB. Hi, I'm Nathan, and today we're going to be discussing what makes a good stat system. We'll be going over examples of what makes a good and bad stat system in both tabletop games and video games alike, along with how I implemented these concepts into my game Soul. To start, what am I talking about when I say stat system? I'm talking about games that have base stats that affect your character at a core level, such as strength, stamina, agility, intelligence, etc., and so on and so forth. These stats in turn affect a character's ability to perform actions directly or often indirectly by affecting other stats that in turn affect their actions. It's all very complicated. Dungeons & Dragons is a great example, with the primary stats affecting each skill, giving them bonuses. For instance, someone with a high intelligence also gains a bonus to their arcana. So, now that we're on the same page, what makes a good stat system? Well, to answer that question, I like to answer another question. Does a game even need a stat system? No. No, it doesn't. Next question. No, but seriously, they don't. But they do help add character diversity to a game at its base level. When originally making Soul, there was some debate whether we should have a stat system at all. At the time, I was taking a lot of inspiration from U-Realms Live, which had no core stats. This sort of game allows for a lot of freedom and simplicity. In U-Realms' case, a character was built solely on their cards in their hand, with no stats to affect their dice rolls. This meant a character couldn't excel at anything that wasn't listed on their cards. Conversely, a game with a stat system allows a character to have innate strengths and weaknesses. For example, Dungeons & Dragons allows a character with high strength to deal more damage with their melee weapon compared to a character that doesn't. So is it better to have a stat system than not? Well, it depends on its integration into the game, which is also the answer to our question of what makes a good stat system. A game with a well-integrated stat system allows it to influence the entirety of the play experience, while allowing for each stat to be just as important as the others. Let's take a look at a game that failed to have a good integration of its system to see what I mean. Diablo 3. Diablo 3 has 3 core stats: strength, dexterity, and intelligence. These stats granted damage for each of their respected classes and were called primary stats. For example, Monk's primary stat was dexterity, and Wizard's was intelligence. Each of these core stats will grant defensive stats as well, such as strength granting armor, dexterity granting dodge chance, and intelligence granting resistances. This is all pretty standard for a game like this, but the real problem arose in the actual application of these mechanics. Due to it granting both damage and damage reduction, having a primary stat for a class was just much better, rather than just obtaining damage reduction from a secondary stat. Additionally, many types of damage reduction could simply be found from other sources such as items or abilities. To further accentuate the problem, the game was built around the importance of killing enemies as quickly as possible, making more damage the clear choice over defense. Your enemies can't kill you if they're dead. This clearly made your primary stat the logical choice. Whenever an item would roll with a different stat, it felt underwhelming, and would often lead to the player re-rolling the stat or not using it at all. Eventually, an update to the game made it so items no longer rolled without your primary stat, making core stats effectively useless. At this point, they may as well lumped all the stats together into a single stat that grants you damage and defense. The biggest takeaway from this example is that each of the stats should have uses for every character. Obviously, they try to do this with various damage reduction stats, however, they ended up not being as useful as a character gaining benefits from their primary one. But you might be saying, this is how games have been made for years. Each class has a stat they specialize in. A warrior specializes in strength, a rogue with dexterity, and a wizard with intelligence. The problem with this system is that if you only base a character around one of these stats, you'll never get interesting characters like a battle mage with a sword in one hand and a spell in the other, or a pirate with the nimbleness of a rogue and the strength of a warrior. Definitely not trying to knock the game, because I put way too many hours into it myself, but it's something good to acknowledge and ultimately understand that core stats aren't always necessary. I feel as if when creating the game, the developers added it because it felt like something this sort of game should have, and not because I spent some time writing out a comment that I realized I shouldn't. Batted down. Bad ed down. I'm like, bad ed? Batted? Bad ed down. Yes. It do be like that sometimes, for sure. All right, let's do our secondary sketch. Get the detail in here. You look at a skeleton. So like this arm feels like it should be longer, but it's also foreshortened, and it's just like always confusing when that happens. I think I might just do like that. Honestly, it'd be kind of cool if the bones are like maybe somewhat broken too, like it was like reassembled. I don't really know how wrist bones look, but something like that. Boom, 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 boom. I forgot we have T-Bow's music coming up in the playlist. Tis exciting. The old Teebster. Techno, yo, what's up, dude? How you doing? Oh my dog. It's a good emote. We're drawing a lich right now. Can you play some of T-Bow's music? That's what you just said, dude. Do you want me to do it now? Is that what you're saying? I said I will be playing it. It's up. It's coming up in the playlist. But I can do it now if you really want me to. A long time no see. It's been like, what, 1 billion years? Something like that. I can tell you exactly how long it's been. Last message you sent. March 31st? Yeah. Dang, that's crazy. Well, welcome back. Yeah, been a while. How you doing? Time flies. It felt like it was a long time, but I was like, it can't be that long, right? We've seen techno around. Nope, guess not. Time do be flying, don't it? $1 billion damn years. It's true. One heckin' billion years. I feel like I do need to alter the... I kind of like the idea of giving it more, like, spiky anatomy. Just because, like, it should be slightly inhuman looking. It really is looking super metal, though. Some of this is going to be covered up by its cloak anyway, but... I guess all the spaces in between shouldn't really be there. I have the wrong number of lines, I believe. Okay, this is one. That means that removed. Okay, yeah, no, I just did that wrong. Yeah, there should be one more set of lines. That looks better. I'm doing stuff, college stuff mostly, so this is one of those rare times I can watch Twitch even if it's not for long. Took an internet break? Yes and no-ish, kinda. I get that. Yeah, well, it's good to see you. Glad, I know college stuff can definitely keep you busy, for sure. Also, it's hard to watch like a streamer like forever. You know, like I've fallen off of watching people. Not saying this is necessarily what you're doing, but like, or did, or whatever, anything. But like people's preferences change and stuff too, so that can like, it's not even like a lot of time, like I'll fall off of watching someone, not even because I don't like them, but because it's just like, I just don't, I just get into something else, you know? I don't know if my oh, well, yeah, it's already shown the floor. I don't know if my camera is working. I'll grab her in a second. She's eating right now, but I'll snag her and I'll show you. The camera thing always breaks, which is annoying. Are you eating your kibble? Want it then? I summon the Luna, conqueror of Mount Kibble. She's eating it. She's conquering it right now. It's actively happening. Get done?
I keep up with you guys more than I keep up with my ARL friends. I have such a hard time caring to follow people on life in general.
I missed all of that. Hold on. I keep up with you guys more than I keep up with my IRL friends. I have such a hard time caring to follow people in life in general. Yeah, it's definitely difficult. Hi, lovely. Oh. Oh. You want to escape, kitten? Oh. What's that paw about, huh? What's that paw about? Here, we'll hold you the way you like it. Okay. There you go. Everyone listen. Do you hear it? I don't know if the music's too loud, but she's definitely purring. Nova, yo! Look at this kitten. Look at her little face. Look at her freaking little face. Hey, are you trying to leave? Are you trying to leave me? I am now satisfied. I shall now be dragged back into the abyss, aka college duties. See you in a billion years. Sounds good. I see it's snuggle time, of course. Well, now it's not. Ugh, okay. She's like, no more. Sometimes you must take a kitten snuggle break. We're drawing a lich. And I've, for some reason, taken it upon myself to draw the underside of a skull, so that's fun. It's like the frickin' Freerin pose thing. You have to draw the underside of a face. That like challenge that was going on for a while. Goodbye, friend. Goodbye. Have a great rest of your day, Techno. I appreciate you stopping by. See you when I see you. How you doing today, Nova? What's going on with you? It's a little better. I want to make like the stuff a little more angular, but the old pelvis. Ah, my name's Pelvis. Oh man. I don't know. Again, I don't know what wrist bones look like, but I'm just drawing them, drawing some shapes, you know? Sometimes you just gotta draw some shapes. simplified style anyway. Who cares? It's also kind of just fragmented in general. Okay, that's mostly the skeleton. Honestly, the hair layer is fine. We can leave that as is. Do want to do a layer where I draw the cape and such. I do like how it kind of goes over his shoulders. Oh, that's not going to be a good color for that. Yeah, maybe we'll stick with red. No. I want it to be like tattered looking. Have fun, Techno. Get good grades and whatnot. Indeed. Indubitably. Indubitably. Do we like the little bits on his wrist here? I don't know if that's like, if I should have it look like a robe. The problem is I don't want to, I like the having like the little extra tattered bits, but it also looks like, I don't know, just because it shows off, or like it gives it like some flowing movement to it. But the problem is it's like not attached to the rest of the cloak, so I don't know how I feel about it. That's kind of him though. I feel like I can make the skull look a little more evil. I don't remember what color I was using. Guess I'm gonna sample it. I'm like afraid to go too detailed with the skull, but also want to be detailed enough. So it's like kind of weird trying to find a middle ground. Skull. Underside. I guess like this just isn't here. It kind of goes like this. And then like, I guess the jawbone maybe is like more like this. And then Kind of goes like that, I guess, maybe. I don't mind if it's not completely human looking either, but I think my perspective is getting kind of like messy, but because this should be like maybe here and this should go like here. Kind of looking like he's got a bit of a snoot. You know what I mean? I think it might be his two underneath his chin as well. It's a hard perspective for sure. How have I simplified skulls before? Let's look at this guy. I went cuter with it for sure. But I don't know if I want to do cuter with this. It's a different vibe. Maybe go like just cartoony with it. Yeah. Okay, I'm liking that. What do we think, y'all? We doing good? But then honestly behind him, I think just like a bunch of like fieriness. Forgot how to draw a fire. Spell fire wrong. I'm just curious if there is actually like a how to fire thing. Probably part of it. A lot of time I get too I don't know. Too in my head about it. Okay, I think that's it. Let me, that's the full sketch. Let me save this. Monster. Is it lit? L-I-C-H, right? Lich? For some reason my brain was wanting to put a T in there. A lich. Okay. I may actually give him like a little bit of a spectral form around his bones, which I kind of forgot about, but actually let's just take a look at what that would look like real quick. Let's see if that's something I actually want to do or not. I don't know. Doesn't really work with the hands, unfortunately. Maybe we'll might just make it subtle. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. I'm unsure about that one right now. Should actually look up wrist bones, probably. I'm not far off. What are you doing? Hey, that's my carpet. No murdering my carpet. What did it ever do to you, kitten? Getting hungry. I think it's because I'm tired, though, honestly. Like, I need energy. Oh man, yeah. So I was locked in there for a bit. I've got a another play test on Thursday, which is exciting. I don't know exactly what I'm doing. I signed up. I don't know how that's gonna work because like it's pretty small group. I'm tempted to maybe even try playing Black Ridge instead of armies, depending on how many people are there. I'll bring both for sure, but I think it should be cool. I need to play more Black Ridge. In general, to be honest. It's kind of harder to playtest though, because it requires more people. And I am not a fan of coordinating large groups of people. Hey, let's do this thing. Like D&D was a great example of that. It's like, okay, let's get X number of people together weekly or whatever, however often. It's just like it does not happen. Especially online obligations. I feel like online obligations have less weight than real life obligations, which kind of sucks, but at the same time it makes sense. All right, the actual skull part. Kind of worried about this looking good. Oh gosh, stretch time. Oh yeah. Okay. I need that. Needed a second of stretch. Bow 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 bow. I hate how like fuzzy this gets when I rotate it. Should do a better job of preserving the quality when you rotate something. Honestly, still might even just use the hair as is. Like, I don't hate it. And maybe I'll do... Well, I don't know. I think it kind of works. Maybe I'll just keep the flow in mind a little bit better. Of, like... Of the, Also might be different color, too. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. Yeah, you know what? We're just gonna leave it. Will be behind the sketch though. There we go. No. Maybe this is the part that ends up being sort of spectrally, is like his cloak and stuff. I don't know, I haven't fully decided on that yet. I can't draw this. Ah. I was trying to use the eraser, but I had the zoom tool on, so I was just like zooming in and out. Yeah, I'm thinking this is actually going to be the spectral part. I think that'll be cool. So it'll be something like... Okay, sketch is done. At least that part. Like maybe this is the color overlay magenta. I also wonder if this is gonna look like too fluorescent-y. Let's just do some coloring real quick, see how I feel about it. Okay, hair. Name the layers, Beats. Body. Clothes. I don't know if the skeleton itself has to be magenta. No, it does. Based on our other creatures. Well, I guess the skeleton doesn't, but the part that's like possessing it kind of has to be, which means I feel like the whole thing should be that way. Let me open, actually no, let's do, just open the, one of these. Love how if you look long enough online, everything is free. I've been hunting for an audiobook and I finally found it. Heck yeah. Good stuff. What book you listening to? Where's our this guy? How do I put all this together? It's the glow. It's the outline, which is normal. Add. It's also an add layer. Where's the this? It's normal but less opaque. Understood. Yeah. I feel like maybe these could just be red even. The close part. Might erase this line, but for now it's there. Just for my sake, for ease of coloring it in. What if we do red? Let's see. Let's just see how it looks. We're gonna have to... Problem is some of the clothes are behind and some of it's in front. I don't know if that's gonna work though. That's interesting. Oh, add in 3 minutes. Gotcha. It's like, you like science fiction? It's called Reality Dysfunction. It's a grand space opera, quite complicated for my ability to read and understand, but I'm loving it as an audiobook. Interesting. It's by Peter Hamilton. I don't think I've heard of it, but it sounds cool. How is this? Oh, because this is a layer of sorts. Ooh, maybe I go... Let's go back to... Let's go to magenta. Yeah, there it is. This is what I like. I'm trying to decide if I want the hair to be this color, though. Yeah, I think I might want it to be, like, also pink. Color overlay. Yeah, that color, exactly. It's actually looking cooler than I expected. Some of the layers are in weird spots, like they're not quite where they need to be, but that sounds cool, Thunder. I do like science fiction. I also have trouble reading as a dyslexic person. Oh, we got ads. I will keep talking about that in a bit. Let me take an ad break. Be back in 3 minutes. Another hour of ad-free viewing. Hi, I'm Nathan, and today we're going to be discussing what makes a good stat system. We'll be going over examples of what makes a good and bad stat system in both cases for every character. Obviously, they tried to do this with various damage reduction stats, however, they ended up not being as useful as a character gaining benefits from their primary one. But you might be saying, this is how games have been made for years. Each class has a stat they specialize in. A warrior specializes in strength, a rogue with dexterity, and a wizard with intelligence. The problem with this system is that if you only base a character around one of these stats, you'll never get interesting characters like a battle mage with a sword in one hand and a spell in the other, or a pirate with the nimbleness of a rogue and the strength of a warrior. Definitely not trying to knock the game, because I've put way too many hours into it myself, but it's something good to acknowledge and ultimately understand that core stats aren't always necessary. I feel as if when creating the game, the developers added it because it felt like something this sort of game should have, and not because it actually made the game better. Or maybe it's because it's hard to tell if these stats are even necessary until the game's actually finished. Or maybe they even got outgrown as the game evolved around them. Soul experienced many of the same problems itself. When the game was first released, we had items and abilities that added stat points to characters, typically around 5 to 10 points to whatever stat. The problem with the scaling of Soul is that most stats needed 10 points to actually give you a bonus. For example, for every 10 strength, the character would gain +1 melee damage, or for every 10 agility, a player would gain +1 to their roll for range weapons. Meaning, items that granted core stats would grant at best +1 to whatever subsequent stat, or at worst, literally do nothing if it didn't get the player over the 10-point threshold. Adding base stats was cool, but ultimately less effective than just buffing the stat that the core stats ultimately affects. As you can see, we started running into the same problems as Diablo 3. We may as well have just had items that grant 10 strength, grant +1 melee damage, or similar for other stats. And that's exactly what we did, which led us to come up with this design philosophy. The game was allowed to be complex in character creation, or when not actively in a session, as long as it was simplistic during gameplay. Upon coming up with this design philosophy, we removed abilities and items that granted additional stat points. In addition to these stats not feeling necessary, they also required you to do some calculations which slowed down the game. Unfortunately, this just pushed core stats further into irrelevance. So can this design philosophy not work while having good core stats feel relevant? I think that definitely isn't the case, and to show you, let me introduce you to a game you've likely never heard of. Or if you have, you certainly never played. Anarchy Online. This game is a bit of a hidden gem when it comes to game design in my opinion, for multiple reasons, but let's focus on the stat system for today. Anarchy has lots of stats, and I mean a lot, but it's truthfully one of its greatest strengths. Anarchy's core stats, called abilities, have a trickle-down effect on subsequent skills. For instance, body development, or the game's health stat, is 100% affected by stamina. Stats can also be affected by abilities in different percentages as well. The time-space alteration stat, which is used for what are essentially spells, is affected 80% by intelligence and 20% by agility. So why is this important? Well, different gear and abilities require a different number of stat points. Okay, I'm back.
Whereas most games with
Hello. I think it's looking good. I stepped away from it for a minute, and I am liking it more now. I do want to have it more glowy eyes. I'd also like to... I'm gonna have to like separate the... I guess we'll just go like this and then duplicate the clothes layer and then put one on top of the body, and then actually maybe what I should do is, before I do that, let's do a mask layer. And let's, it should be pretty simple. This part and this part and this part are all in front. And then so is, let's just hide him for a second. The other part that's in front is this. I have to refine this though. I always struggle with this sort of thing. It has to be like very precise. Otherwise it looks kind of weird. Yeah, it's always annoying when some of your art is, or like a piece of clothing or whatever is both in front of and behind the subject. Oh, Thunder, I never finished saying what I was gonna say. I actually can't even remember what I was gonna say, but sounds like a cool book. Oh yeah, I was mentioning dyslexia because last night I streamed with Hellfire and some other friends, and one of the one of the things is you have to like it's so like the game is that you basically cast spells by saying the actual words to your microphone, and there was one part where it's just like a bunch of reading, and I was like trying to read like to resurrect my friends, and then I just couldn't. It's just funny because I was just like trying to say the words. I'm like, I don't know what these words are. Help. Ooh, Tebow music. Let's go. I would have said sorry, would have said screw it and cast fireball. Yeah, pretty much. It was a struggle. Okay, so if I duplicate this, Control J, and then put it on top of the body and then invert the mask, in theory, it should look exactly how I want it to. Hell yeah. Look at that. All right, let's give him glowing eyes. Oh, and give him back his hair. Let's do like a lighter pink, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, if you do not know, Tebow's music is on Spotify, and that's what this is. Tebow, friend of the channel. I just like saying friend of the channel, it's funny. Whoa. Oh, because that's the wrong color. I'm like, what the heck? What in the huh? I'm definitely going to put that on a different layer. Nah, we want this. There we go. We'll also just do an overall glow across the entire edge, I think. Yep, one of his fingers is not filled in. This guy's looking pretty cool. I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about the magenta because like it's part of the color scheme that we're like going for this specific card because it's sort of tying into other cards, which really didn't need to necessarily be this color, but I thought it'd be cool. And so I wasn't sure how I was gonna look on this specific card, but I'm actually really digging it. It's a lot better than I thought it would be. This is something you'd see at Burning Man. Or wait, the man. Sorry. Man, that skull has some. Or, oh, Skell has a skeleton. It's short for skeleton. Has some massive hands, yeah. They're scary, scary skeletal hands. Something you'd see at Burning Man, yeah, for sure. He is about to be a burning man. We are going to light him on fire real quick. We do have... One of these layers is fire. That's a background and that's fire. And that'll be kind of how it looks. I'm actually liking it a lot. I'm happy with it. I wonder if I should give him his fifth finger. I feel like it just looks weird without it. I was going for the cartoon thing where it's just like he doesn't have like one of the fingers, but I kind of don't know how I feel about it. Does the thumb have one less? No, thumb has... Yeah, thumb has one less joint. That's part of the problem too. Actually, I think that would solve it if I just did this. I'm unsure. Yeah, I just have to add the last finger. It just looks weird without it to me. Yeah, it looks better. Yeah. 100%. The sweet, sweet sounds of Teebster. I almost feel like the whole background should just be on fire and not like, I kind of have this swirling thing going on, kind of like the pyromancer, but I almost think the whole ground should just be on fire. But I almost wonder if that's going to be too much. Oh, I'm going to think about that, and I'm going to draw... I'm gonna draw these mountains real quick. Actually, this is probably about to change a lot because I want the background to be much darker. What color should the sky be? Should it also be magenta, or should I just make it like a, maybe just like a, I almost feel like a glowing a color, but I just don't know what that would be. What sort of colors do we have in the chaos one? It could be that color. Yeah, a lot of them are that sort of pale blue. But it's almost more like if I did like this. Come on. Why? Oh, because I didn't select the right color. What the heck? And then we do like a mask layer and this. Maybe do it as like an ad. Does that make sense? Yeah. Maybe just a smidge of spill light over this. Although I honestly just want it to stay pretty dark. Yeah. Dark would make the Skelly pop hard. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking, right? Something like that. Yeah, I think just the darker the better. I want like some semblance of it, but I want him to be... I guess the only thing is right now you can't really see his clothes, which maybe I can just change by changing the blend mode here instead of just doing... I do like it being a darker blend mode, but no, let's stay multiply. Might just have to make this a little less dark to make his... Maybe what we do is we leave it pretty dark and then we just make it a little less dark around him. So like, let's do erase the darkness around him. Like that. I also can maybe do something with the line art itself. I'd have to do like a color overlay on it though. Nah, I think it needs to stay subtle. I think it's fine. Oh, it wasn't even erasing. That's crazy. It's maybe fine though. Okay, let's figure out this fire. Okay, this card looks sick. I'm really happy with it. Woo, let's go. I almost just wonder if I use this sketch layer to I like the shape a lot. I'm just wondering if I just turn it down a lot and then I don't know exactly how to do this, I guess, is part of the part of the issue with fire is it needs to be like it's sharp, but also curvy. Like the lines themselves need to be curvy, but it needs to be sharp. So you can't like do this, right? Otherwise it looks like a noodle. But it needs to be sharp like that. So it makes it harder to draw because you can't just draw like circular shapes. Or not circular, but you can't just like keep weaving your pen all willy-nilly. Like that looked too not sharp. That didn't look sharp enough. Let's turn off the character for a second here. I really like the shape of the fire here. The shape of fire. Not to be confused with the shape of water. I should turn him back on, but just have him like really low opacity. so I know where he is. Okay, let's see if this looks like anything. Of course, there's going to be little tiny bits that are not closed off. The plight of every artist. Okay, this needs to be like... I don't know, I'm just gonna do that. Or let's do something that's visible for now. I think it's gonna be too much right now. Yeah. For sure. Well, for one, I think this section I wanted to be not there. That's step one. Let's turn off the sketches, step two. I think it needs to be slightly different color. Like maybe it's just like pink fire. Looks cool, but it's just not quite right yet. Ooh, red could, honestly, maybe even just no. Or just like a peachy color, somewhere between red and, or like color I'm thinking of does not exist. Like, what about a color between orange and pink? You can't really have an orangish pink. It just turns red. I guess that's kind of an orangish pink if by comparison, which is kind of already the color I had. Or at least it is an existing color I have. I don't think that's it though. No, maybe it is just this. But I gotta figure out a way to do it correctly. I'm gonna have to do this slightly differently, but let's turn off that for now, and let's problem is also some of this probably should be in front and some of it should be behind, but you fix up the line art a little bit. Or not the line art, but where the fill meets the line art. It's not quite right. I'm drawing on the line art. No. You know, it might just be easier to do it like this anyway. I also think I need to like make this like slightly multi-toned. Like I guess normal fire, right? Like how it's like goes from red to yellow to orange, or orange to yellow. I think I need to do that. Oh, you know what? I just realized I put my stream for Thursday at the wrong time. Because in theory, I'm going to stream earlier on Thursday. Because I've got my playtest thing. Let's do this. Should I actually look up Pyromancer for reference? Okay. Gotcha. We'll do this to start. Let's build up some different looking textures and colors. Texture is probably not the right word, but you know, here we are. I also specifically don't like this right here. Just didn't look natural. The heck. Just 2 stray pixels. There we go. Okay, I like that more. Let's maybe pick one more pink. I don't know, is this the color we have? No, okay. So we can guess texture might actually be the right word. I feel like doing like some sort of blend mode on this is gonna be, yeah, maybe like screen. I don't know. Okay, that's cool. And then we can that's so cool looking, but it's weird. It's too weird, I think. Makes me want to make it dark blue though. Color overlay. That's it. That's how, that's sick. Okay. What about just like super dark blue? Darker. Should maybe not even color. Multiply. Add. No. Overlay. No. I think it's just color. Is it? What if I do multiply, but I do it as like a super light blue? Yeah. That's maybe cool. Nez, hello. What's up with you, Nez? Welcome in. We're drawing a lich kind of guy. So cool looking. Yeah. I accidentally stumbled upon the blue fire idea, and I'm kind of digging it. I think that's cool, right? I mean, that's pretty sick. So in to have my fave productive streamer out here on my side. Heck yeah. I'm happy to be of service. I think the blue fire is cool, right? I was thinking just going full in on the magenta, but oh, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. I feel like this looks more evil. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, Nez. Loki looks like my soul once I got my hands on the fire wand. True. I felt so excited to use the fire and vomit lava everywhere. It was so good. It's so freaking good. What good game mechanics. What if we okay, that doesn't actually change anything. I do really like the vivid light, but I think it's too style breaking at a certain point. Like at a certain point, you're like, I'm going too far outside the style. It was so funny though. It's a good game. I'm curious what other wands and stuff there are in the game. All right, we need to make some of this go in front of him and some of it go behind. So this would be in front. That's behind. I think just this stuff is in front. Was a good stream. Maybe it does need to be like some sort of blend mode, just so you can see through it. God, the color dodge is so cool. I don't know if it's too much or not. Go here, and then we invert the selection. Invert. Activate. You know what? I think I like it. I think it's fine. I mean, it's either that or like, I don't know, I think the color dodge is cool. It keeps him like being prevalent while they're still having the fire. I think that's pretty much it. I mean, maybe we can do a little bit more glow over everything. But I think we're pretty good on that. How's work going, Nez, if you're still here? Obviously, if you're working, feel free to just lurk. Feel free to ignore me. That's not quite the right color. We need like... no, maybe just even... no. No. It's like too green. It's not quite doing what I want it to. Yeah. Gotta love when you work on drawing something a lot and then you realize that you didn't need to draw it at all. I was like, oh, I should draw that down there. And it's like, nope, not even gonna show up. It's definitely very different looking. The only reason I'm kind of okay with the colors is because Banished from Existence, I feel like kind of looks like that. Like it's kind of got the same sort of hard light look. So I think I'm gonna be okay with it. I don't know. Maybe just a tiny bit of fog and then call it good. I don't think it needs to. I don't think we need anything too crazy here. I can maybe look at. I guess I still have it open here. Yeah, I think we're good. I don't think we need to get too crazy here. Just look at this at normal one more time. Actually, no, I think I actually like this better. I think we just need to put it like slightly transparent. It feels more in the style, I think, is the biggest thing. Is that even any different? It's a smidge brighter. You know what I should do? I should do... Let me try one thing. If I take this and I... Convert to smart object, maybe. Convert to smart object. And then I do add. Does it look any different? And do maybe about 60% opacity. Yeah, I actually do like that better. As cool as the color dodge is, I think this just feels a little bit better. All right, a little bit of haze. Maybe some like pink haze behind him. Kind of show that he's glowing. And then maybe just a little bit of foreground haze to pull it all together. White, maybe? I think I want it to be more bluish haze. I think that's it. I think it's done. I don't even know what else I would add at this point, so... I think she's done. They're done. I don't know. Oh, man. What time it is? Well, we're approaching our end time. I just wonder if I should make the cloak part darker. I don't know if I can. Well, could do linear burn, but yeah, it's cool. I think we're fine. Well, nah, it's too vibrant if I do it that way. We're leaving it. All right, the lich is done. Long live the lich. I guess that was kind of the point of liches, huh? To live long. I'll have to come up with a better name for it. When Old God card or minion is drawn, not on the Old God's play phase, attack once. Consider it done. Yeah, I think like my brain was going toward like the whole thing being kind of maybe more this blue color. So it kind of felt nice to bring it back in a bit. I guess I was thinking honestly more like the teal sort of colors in the in all of it, but I was just wondering if I can make it slightly slightly darker without ruining it. Because I want it to look like actual clothing. That's maybe better. I don't know. Nah, we're gonna leave it. Leave it how it was. Okay. checking back in. God, that is looking damn good there, Beats. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's done. I don't think it needs anything else, you know? I don't know what else I would add. So, yeah, well, honestly, the blue fire was kind of an accident, but I think I'm happy with it. So, yeah, I think it's just good. I think it done. The question is, am I done then? Is the stream over? The answer is I'm unsure. I do need to eat. It is past my lunchtime. As I so often go past as I work on here, but oops. But yeah, I think maybe we call it a day. Yeah, I've been running for 3 hours. Yeah, for sure. How did I just lose my taskbar? Oh, did I full screen it? Yeah, okay. I was like, what the heck? Yeah, I mean, that is my scheduled time. Part of me like wants to keep working, but I don't even know what I'd work on, and I kind of I probably just need a freaking nap, honestly. I also need to go grocery shopping, so might be just one of those times we raid out and call it a day. No. We are about to hit the ad. Yeah, I should probably be done. I mean, this is a really good artwork. We only have 2 artworks left for... Well, got a caught it at the end? Yeah, for sure. You did done well. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I surprised myself with this one. Looks good. I don't know. I'm just getting better. It's cool. It's cool to see my own improvement. Just thinking for a second. Taking a moment. We're in an ad. I guess we'll just talk through it. It's fine. I guess I'll find someone to raid. Whilst we are in the ad, see if there's anyone cool to hang out with. I don't get ads because of the wonderful people subbing me. That was kind of one of the reasons I was like, yeah, it doesn't matter. A lot of people are subbed. Most of the people who care are subbed. And like, do I really need to take an ad break to... Do I need to take an ad break to just, what's it called? To raid someone, you know? Squeeze the money. Nah. We could raid this lady. We raided one of her friends, and then she was also on the stream. They're doing a collab, and I was like, oh, we'll we'll follow her as well, because she seemed nice. So maybe we'll just do that. I don't know what she's doing right now. Some sort of art, I think. This is just chatting, though. She currently has a bald redeem. Classic. Anyway, yeah, we'll raid this lady. I'm trying to think if there's anything I need to talk about. like real quick before we go. Is there anything we need to talk about? I guess we just have, just as far as the schedule goes, I do need to correct Thursday because that is technically wrong right now. Thursday, I think I'll be streaming early. Yeah, I guess I don't really have much else. Let's just raid out of here. Let's get out. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Sorry, I was just thinking everything through. I was reading something too. Got confused. Anyway, we're going. Thank you all for being here. I will see you all on... is it Thursday? Yeah, I'll see you on Thursday. I got to change the time on the schedule, but I will see you then. And it'll be early, like normal time. Like normal earlier time, rather. But yeah, I will see you all... on Thursday. Right. Bye-bye. Farewell. Goodbye. It was fun.
Let me write you down, okay? Oh my god! Amara, hello! Thank you so much for the